Mater Hospital welcomes you to its newest satellite medical center at the Well Mall along Langata Road in Karen.
The reason why clients should come to Mater Karen Clinic or Medical Center is because we offer a variety of medical services, to include consultation services which are done by our qualified and experienced doctors.
We manifest the Spirit of Christ in the provision of healthcare to all our patients as we adhere to the values of the Religious Sisters of Mercy.
We provide basically primary healthcare services. So this means we'll follow up patients on an outpatient basis for various diseases, including diabetes, asthma, and any other illness which arises, which does not require complex care. Our staff are qualified and provide effective services which are cost-effective and good for our patients.
The various services that we offer at our clinic include pharmacy services, where we have a fully stocked pharmacy run by a qualified pharmacist, and we serve all your prescription needs. We have laboratory services that are run by our qualified lab technologists.
Get more than just basic treatment at Mater Hospital Karen Medical Clinic.
One of the key features of primary care is that we provide health education about various conditions. This would include things like hypertension. We would advise you on things such as how to take care of your health.
We serve our clients within a very short time. We have enough well-ventilated waiting area for our clients. And we have rooms for all those procedures that we've mentioned, well-spaced rooms with enough facilities and equipment. We also have all the decentralized services that are offered from the main hospital, to include ultrasound services that we offer on Wednesdays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the evening. So feel welcome to Mater Misericordiae Hospital, Karen Medical Center.
We take pride in your wholesome well-being. We are always ready to meet you at your point of need.
A lot of health issues are now preventable, and this means that just by making lifestyle changes, we can improve the health of people in the community.
Our esteemed clients and patients, welcome to the Mater Misericordiae Hospital, Karen Medical Center.
We have a large, well-ventilated facility, which means that we are able to see patients in a safe environment. And I would ask you, if you have a health issue and you are within the area, please feel free to come and consult us. We're happy to work with you and identify your issue and resolve it.
We are open every Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. and every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
You come and support us in this medical clinic in Karen, in the Well. We are in the first floor. And you just test us. Sisters of Mercy are known for quality because they are all over the world, and especially our care for the sick. It is hard times because of the coronavirus, but we know we will give the best quality.
We just want to welcome all of you to come to our gynae clinic. It runs every Tuesday from 9 to midday. We have the full gynae specialty, all located in one room, one roof. We have a very comprehensive lab. We have ultrasound services, and most of all, we have caring staff who are going to take care of all your needs. So once again, welcome and karibu to this great medical center of ours.
A very warm good morning wherever you are watching us from, and welcome to this health discourse. Today being Friday, the first day of July. Happy new month and welcome to this important show and important segment brought to you by Capuchin TV in partnership with Misericordiae Hospital. Now, the lifestyle diseases or disorders are a major public problem, and in the past 1 decade, the World Health Organization estimated that 61% of all deaths, that's around 35 million, are accounted for, or lifestyle diseases contribute to 61% of all deaths and 49% of global burden of disease. So today, based on this information and of course figures and statistics keep on changing, we have prepared this conversation, lifestyle diseases and diet, just to get to know more about what lifestyle is, how has our lifestyles or the changing lifestyles each and every day contributed or predisposed us to chronic illnesses. So with me in studio is none other than Dr. Okulo Isaac. It's good to have you again here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for making time for this.
You're welcome.
Yes, we can see that things are well where you are coming from, right?
Yes, exactly.
The smile says it all.
The smile.
All
True,
right,
true,
just say hi to our viewer before we proceed.
Okay, thank you so much for welcoming me once again to this great occasion, a great function. My name is Dr. Isaac Okulu, as you have said already. I work with Mata Hospital and currently also pursuing my master's in public health, that we are really focusing more on prevention and prevention methods and ways to prevent people from getting illnesses, and one of them is the topic that we are going to discuss about today.
The dialogue.
Yes.
Super.
Yes.
All right, dear viewer. Now, remember, you can be part of this conversation by dropping your questions and feedback on our social media platforms, that is on YouTube and Facebook. The hashtag to use is Health Discourse, hashtag Capuchin TV, hashtag Asasha Elizabeth. Our number remains 0717 424 866. So off we start with the health talk. Let's start by understanding life and style. When we talk of lifestyle or lifestyle and diet, what do we refer to exactly?
Thank you so much. When we talk of lifestyle and diet, we are combining 3 different things. We are having life, we are talking about the style, and then we are talking about the diet. So normally what happens in a lifestyle situation, to put it in a very simple way, it's like how a particular person or how you interact with the environment. Okay? And this environment starts from childhood up to adulthood. So it is the life you have lived, and it's the interaction you have had with the environment. It could be your internal environment or external environment. When you talk of internal environment, it's now referring to activities that happens within yourself. And then external environment is the interaction that you have with your surroundings. And your surrounding, it could be people around you, it could be the air environment that you're inhaling, it could be the noise or the pollution that's surrounding you, it could be your work area, it could be anything where you stay, where you sleep, and where you spend the rest of your life. That is basically your life and the style. Now, when you come to the style, now it depends on how you interact with this environment, or how do you interact with its surrounding factors in a way that promotes your health. Okay? And adding a sister to it, it's the diet now. The diet is going to be something that is going to enter inside your body. So whatever kind of things that you're going to eat, it's still going to be how you interact with them in the environment and how you allow them to get inside your body, and that is going to determine your life. And that's going to determine your health. And that's going to determine how you're going to be productive in the community, how you're going to be productive in the society, and how you're going to perform as an individual, sometimes as a community, sometimes as a group, sometimes as an organization. So it still starts at your level of interaction. And this, when you talk of life, we are going to refer life from the time even when you are still in the uterus, when you're still in the womb of your mother.
So that means your parents are
So your parents are also responsible in the determination of how your life that you're going to live in this world is going to be. So whatever life they live, how they interact with the environment while even you are not yet there, it also determines how your life is going to be when you come out to live in this world.
For instance, does it influence the way someone will behave? Say, for instance, if an expectant mother likes junks, does it mean that the child will also do the same?
Definitely. Like I may give a very direct examples towards what you have just said. For instance, if your mother likes drinking alcohol and she got pregnant, or she gets pregnant while drinking a lot of alcohol, and she's still pregnant while drinking alcohol, you are going to have conditions, or you may not be 100% in interaction and your health, because your mother abused these drugs, and then this drug interfered with your development while you're still in the uterus. And that affects your health and also affects your life. Yes.
Talk of garbage in, garbage out. All right, thank you very much for that clarification. Now, failure or to interact in the right way with the internal and external factors could lead to some health conditions or disorders. Could you please mention some of these lifestyle and diet-related conditions?
Thanks. There are quite many, and if you look at it in a broad perspective, there's so many conditions that come as a result of this topic we are talking about. But the most common one, and the one we normally know, there's so many. And when you talk about lifestyle and diet, sometimes people don't take it as a very serious thing. But when you're in the facility or you're practicing medicine, you will get to know that almost each and everything you're treating is related to lifestyle and diet, and how someone is interacting in the community with these factors that I've just mentioned. The most common one, we have the high blood pressure. We call it hypertension. We have diabetes, that is high blood sugar. We have like a disease that affects the lung. We call COPD. That one is like someone who has been smoking, they can have that. We have a very common one, which is almost threatening, that is cancer. And cancer also, most of the factors that whatever we do with our life always predispose us to having cancers. And then also other transmitted diseases, like sexually transmitted diseases. We normally get them because of our lifestyle. Yes. Wow. For instance, HIV/AIDS, and then other sexually transmitted diseases.
Okay.
All these are also lifestyle related.
Thank you. Now,
yes,
some of these, or majorly some years back, these diseases used to be considered as diseases, the Western diseases or diseases of affluence. Is it still the case from your experience?
It's still the case, but the graph is changing. The statistics now is showing in Africa, or especially in Africa now, we are tending to have more cases of these lifestyle diseases compared to what we used to have before. And if I remember, one of my professors told me, like in 1920s, there used to be no any case of hypertension or high blood pressure in Africa. For instance, in Kenya, there's a white man who came and did some study. He was looking for people who have high blood pressure. Literally, it took him time to find people who are having high blood pressure. But now, if you move and try to pick like 10 people and sample them, you find 2 or 1 out of 10 is having high blood pressure. They may not be having a pressure that needs to be treated, but it's already alarming. The pressure is already on the higher side. So that means the graft is changing according to our lifestyle, according to what we are eating, okay, according to the environment we are living in. So we're having a lot of pollution in the environment. We are having a lot of food stuff that maybe we used not to eat them in Africa, for instance in Kenya, and they were not there. We used to like our natural food.
So those are some of the factors that aggregate the lifestyle and diet diseases in our community. So what is this, the most common ones that we could attribute this case, the change, the shift in the statistics to?
The most common diseases?
Or no, the most common reasons or factors that...
the reasons and the factors I can look at, one is living a life which is, we call sedentary life, like a dormant life, okay? You are not active. Doesn't mean you're not active because you're not working, okay? You're working, but you're working in a dormant life. You wake up in the morning at 4, maybe you have children, you rush them to the school, you have a car, so you wake up from your bed, take a shower, enter the car, prepare, children are being prepared, then you enter, you drop them at school, you drive yourself to work, you work after around 5 or 6, in the evening you need to go back home, and when you go back home there's jump on the way, so you reach home maybe at around 8 or 9, you're already tired. You eat food and you sleep, and you're doing this on a daily basis, Monday to Monday or Monday to Friday. So you're working, but as you look at yourself, you're like a dormant person. You're not physically active. You're not doing something that makes you sweat. You're not doing any exercise. You're not walking. You're not running. So this is one of the most common things. And it's seen mostly in people who are living in urban area because the life is too fast and it's demanding. And we tend to forget with this. So we think we are busy, but we are redundant. Okay. The second one is the food that we are eating. So we're tending to eat food which contains a lot of sugary substances, and contains a lot of salt, and contains a lot of preservatives. So when you look at all this, when you're eating them, like for instance, just give a simple example, salt, the table salt we normally eat, is one of the major factor, major for high blood pressure. Look at the sugary substances and the fatty food that we normally eat, and they're very tasty. These are the major factors contributing to high blood sugar. And the moment you develop these diseases, it is very difficult to manage them, because you're not going to get the cure, but you're going to control them. You got to control this disease. So when you're controlling them, it affects you psychologically and financially. It also has very high implications, not only to a person's level, to the family level, to the community level, and to the government level. You realize government is spending a lot of money in controlling and managing chronic illnesses, which are attributed to this lifestyle and the diet that we are not taking as very seriously. And yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Kula. Now, we are witnessing a rising cases of insomnia, especially among the young people, and this partly could be attributed to the tough economical times. Does insomnia contribute to lifestyle diseases and disorders?
Yes, insomnia in young people, or for instance even in elderly people, it's a very common situation. And insomnia has so many factors that can relate to that. One of them is abusing drugs. Okay, people tend to abuse drugs, and when they abuse a lot of drugs, interferes with their sleep cycle, so they tend not to sleep well. Another thing is the pressure attributed to the work areas. So you find maybe you're staying very far away, and you go to reach at workplace earlier, so you need to wake up early, and then you go to work, and then when you work again, you need to come back, maybe you have other assignment you need to do. So because of this, you tend not to catch enough sleep. So now you're going to have what is called a disturbance in the sleep cycle, And this is also controlled by the particular hormones in our body. So now when you do this, you also alter the metabolic activities in your body. So people who tend to have this, one, you can actually get involved in having rising BPs or blood pressure because you're not sleeping. So the hormonal level is changed. Sometimes can make you develop this pressure. Diseases can go up because you've not been sleeping. So your pressure can go up. Another thing is if you're not sleeping, sometimes you are not productive and you're not active during daytime. So it can also predispose you to having road traffic accidents. And we have seen this. It happens because the vehicle has no problem, but then the driver or the particular person who is driving maybe has never slept for the last 2 or 3 days for whatever reasons, maybe drugs or what and all these things. So they end up getting also involved in accidents and also interferes with their life and sometimes leads to death. Okay.
So now that's one person who does not probably abuse drugs, but they're just somehow stressed and they cannot get enough sleep. Does that predispose them to health or lifestyle diseases?
Yes, sometimes can predispose them because if someone is not having enough sleep, sometimes they do what's called displacement activities. So you want to do something to make sure you counteract this lack of sleep. So what do? And you're a young man. You may think of, okay, let me go hang around. So when you go hang around, how are you hanging around? You can't hang around with water and you stress. So this guy is end up hanging around with alcohol again and they end up drinking more. And when they're drinking, they destroy maybe their organs. For instance, the liver is getting affected. So this gentleman or this young man or young lady will continue drinking to make sure maybe she can catch the sleep, and therefore at the end of the day causes more damage to them. Okay.
Thank you. I can see the camera operator, that gentleman smiling. How do you hang around whenever you lack sleep? Okay, so what is the recommended time to go to bed medically?
Medically, our body needs to rest. Okay. And if you do not rest, that means you're cheating. And you cannot cheat your body. Okay? It's like you want to cheat to your father or your mother about something that they have already lived and they have experience about it. So your body knows the experience of the time to sleep and what time you should sleep and the amount of hours you should have to sleep. Now, the recommended one, at least you should sleep for 4 hours in a day. At least. That's the least you can do. But you can go to around 8 hours per day or 6 hours per day, depending on your schedule. But if you can give yourself 4 hours and above in a day, that's the best. Some people want to do 2 hours, but 2 hours is not enough. 4 to 8 hours can give you enough sleeps. For instance, if you enter bed, there are people who function very well, and this is something that we need to know. There are people who function very well in the morning hours, and there are people who function very well in the evening hours. These are the people who can wake up at 3 a.m. and are good to go. 3, 4, they're functioning, they're reading, they're doing their activities, maybe their computer work. They function very well at that time. When it comes to around 8 p.m. or 9 p.m., they cannot concentrate. The body has programmed themselves to sleep. So these guys go to sleep and they wake up well. And there are people who cannot sleep at 8 p.m. These are not morning people. These are people who work very well in the evening hours. At around 10 or 9 p.m., they're at their peak and are doing very well. And those people have no sleep at that time. Then after that, they catch the sleep. If you may wake them up at 4 or at 3, they may not function the way they normally function because that's their best. So their body knows what time to sleep well and what time to function well. And as a person, you tend to learn this. You know, me, morning hours is not that good for me. And when I wake up very early in the morning, my days are not that very active. But because of the nature of job, sometimes we change that. And our body also do conditional learning. You tend to learn and then you adjust. But if you adjust, then you need to maintain the hours you used to sleep. If not, the body will request you to sleep by force. Whether you're driving, whether you're operating a machine, or you're reading, or you're working, or you're eating, you will sleep. You find yourself just there, and you can't control yourself. You're dozing
off.
Yes, so that way the body is paying back what you have done.
All right.
Yes.
Now, briefly before we go for a break, tell us, is there treatment for lifestyle and diet-related diseases?
Yes, the treatment, and sometimes others we can treat. For instance, if you were abusing a lot of alcohol and you are getting liver injury, and then it was picked before that you're getting a liver injury, and that has not yet reached the worst state, it can be reversed. So we stop whatever you're doing, you stop the insult, you remove the insult, then you switch your life, and then the medication we can give you to help you to regenerate your liver. Okay. But there are others, if they have come because of your lifestyle, maybe it is in an extreme, then we cannot cure, but we can control. And we suppress the progression of the damage that was caused by your lifestyle. Yes.
Quite profound. Thank you very much, Dr. Okulo. It is time to take a breather, and we'll be right back with more on lifestyle diseases and diet, a topic that elicits emotions. Something to do with lifestyle can really spark a debate. So stay tuned. We'll be right back in a short while.
Capuchin TV, your Catholic broadcasting ministry.
Welcome to Mater Misericordiae Hospital, Buruburu Clinic for holistic medical services.
This is Buruburu Medical Center, which is part of Mater Hospital. And at Buruburu, we essentially offer services offered in Mater Hospital.
We are located in the first floor failing building above Quickmart. In Buruburu, we have general consultation Monday to Friday. Saturday and Sunday, they are still available. We still have specialists. On Tuesday and Thursday, we have our gynecology clinics running from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. We have a pediatrician clinic running on Wednesday at 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. We normally have a wellness, which we normally do from Monday to Sunday. Every day, feel welcome, you can come.
Experience the difference in our wide range of quality, responsive and compassionate healthcare services.
We have very highly skilled and qualified staff running the units. We offer services including doctor's consultation services, which is the general doctor in the outpatient unit. We also have laboratory services and pharmacy services. On particular days of the week, we have specialized clinics, which include the physician clinic, where we have our hypertension and diabetes patients followed up. And then we also have the obstetric gynecology clinic, which is run on Tuesdays and on Thursdays. We have the pediatric clinic, which is run on Wednesdays. And then we also have the ENT clinic, where we have the ENT doctor coming in, and that is run on Fridays in the morning. There is also a pediatric surgery clinic, which is also on Fridays.
Our child welfare, we normally do them on Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. We have our ENT clinic Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. We normally have nutrition services on Tuesday to Thursday, and we have extended our radiology services from Monday to Friday to Saturday nowadays. Initially, we were running up to Friday, but currently going up to Saturday.
We deliver all our services with utmost diligence, integrity and equality.
We see everyone at the Buruburu branch. We do not discriminate against anyone, either on race, on religious grounds, or disabled people. You are all welcome to receive services at our branch.
Be assured of privacy. We normally keep to our ethics. We are so compassionate to our clients. Integrity is all over. So when you come, we feel you, and that is why you can see nowadays we are running, like every Friday we are having a special clinic. Currently we are running the breast clinic. Next month we are coming up with clear colon screening. So don't forget we are Christ-centered. When you come, and we don't segregate because you are a Christian or a Muslim or Hindu. We treat every client as equal as any other.
Capuchin TV, your Catholic identity. Capuchin TV, your Catholic identity.
Still keeping us company here on Friday Health Discourse live from our headquarters in Karen, and today we are discussing, as you can see on your screen, lifestyle diseases and diet. This is being our second session, and with me in studio who's guiding us and just sharing his wise counsel about this topic is Dr. Okulo Isaac from Mater Misericordiae Hospital. Now, the proportion of total global deaths due to chronic illnesses is estimated to hit 70% by 2030, and the global burden of disease to 56%. And the greatest increase is anticipated to be in the African and Eastern Mediterranean regions. So this tells you how dire the situation is in as far as lifestyle diseases and diet is concerned, especially in such regions, African region and Eastern Mediterranean region. Now we move on with the discussion, but first allow me to read some of your feedback on our social media platforms. We have Vero Caris, he's saying very nice. Thank you, Vero, for tuning in. Then we have Muchiti Shumila, who says thanks so much, Dr. Isaac, for this informative discussion. Great, so the message is home. Welcome back, Doctor, for this second session.
Thank you.
Now, how can we prevent the tendency of contracting or getting the lifestyle and diet-related diseases?
Thank you so much. I think we'll have to go step by step on how to prevent the lifestyle diseases. And one thing I can emphasize on, prevention is something that starts from the personal level. And then prevention goes to individual level. From individual level, you go to community or at a home level. And from the home level, you now stretch it to the national level. Now, if we look at the personal level, take for instance the exercises that we really need to emphasize more on so that we can try to prevent the development of some of these diseases inside ourselves. Okay. Now, it's on a personal level that you need to do exercises, and most people, when I talk to them about exercise, they think of, okay, I walk every day, and that means I'm doing the exercises. Okay. And some people think again, for you to do the exercises, you need to go to the gym for you to be called like somebody who is doing exercise.
Does it have to be a strenuous exercise?
Doesn't have to be, but it has to be the exercises that we're talking about. Walking alone is not enough for the exercise. Ideally, your body is designed to walk on a daily basis. You need to wake up, walk from one place to another, make ends meet. Okay? But when you talk of exercise, it doesn't mean for you to go to the gym. It's not a must that you must go to the gym to achieve the exercise goal. You can do exercise at home, okay? You can go to the gym and learn how to do these exercises. Even if your time schedule can't allow you to do them, that means you can create your own time at home and do them. Because we normally say, I'm too busy for the exercise. My work schedule can't allow me. But you can only give yourself 30 minutes out of 24 hours and you achieve your goal. Now, how do you do this? You learn these exercises and you do them. Make sure you sweat. And when you do exercises, you are targeting your brain. Someone who does exercise keeps the brain strength and power at par. Okay? Because when you're doing exercise, your brain is also exercising. Because the brain is coordinating, you're running. If you're walking, the brain is not doing a lot. It's just concentrating on the steps you should make. But if you're jumping, the brain is also on a high alert. If I don't coordinate these muscles very well, we are going to fall down and we can all get injured. And the organs are too loyal. Okay, they always obey command. So when you tell them it's time for exercise, they'll go. The brain will stretch up, the heart will get up, the respiratory, the lung will get up, the muscle will stretch up, everybody will get on board. And they will never let you down. They will move on. You command them and they do it. So that means the whole body is involved. But when you walk, some organs are working, but not to the extent of, they are not stretching. The idea of exercises is you need to stretch to your limit, then you stop there. Stretch your heart, stretch your lung, stretch your brain, stretch your muscles, stretch your joints, and stretch your bones. And then you realize when you sweat, after taking a shower, you can either sleep sometimes or you become more fresh. Okay? Now that means you're doing the exercise. So there's so many gyms that has been set in almost every cities. It's not for bodybuilding. Okay? People think it's for bodybuilders only. No. It's not for bodybuilding.
That's not the case.
That's not the case. It's for health. And they have trainers in those gyms who are qualified and they have certifications and they've gone to school for that. So they know whatever exercise is fit for you, is fit for me, is fit for him. They do diagnostic. You go there, they're like medics also. They diagnose you. There are files, there are forms that you fill. They always examine you. Are you fit for this exercise? Are you fit for this? What is your game? What is your game? What is your aim? What is your goal of coming to the gym? Is it building the body? Is it maintaining fitness? Is it that you want to treat some infections? So they'll take you through. Okay? In a modified form, in the hospital, we call them physiotherapy. It also helps people who have joint problem, and some of these joint problems are due to they're put on more weight and they're having joint problem or they're involved in an accident and they cannot walk well. And we have specialists in the hospitals, in the department of physiotherapy, who always take these people through and they improve their lifestyle by improving the joint ability to walk and reducing the pain. Now, that is about the exercise. More details you can find out about exercise, what you can do that is good for you, but at least give yourself every day something small that you can do. Stretch yourself and don't expect results within 1 week. I've had people who say, Doctor, I've tried this, it's not working. Then I ask them, if it is not working, what if you are not doing? Where would you be by now? Okay, you have to be patient. You have to start the exercise slowly. Don't go and you want to compete with people who have been there for maybe a year or a month, for you have just gone there and then you burn yourself. The next day you don't want to go there because the experience is bad. So you take your time slow and then expect the results to come, but be consistent, do the little you can, never give up, always do it. The results will come. If you don't notice in 2 weeks, you will notice in 2 months. If you don't notice in 2 months, you will notice in 1 year. But don't give up. Because we don't give up in life. And people think it is a punishment sometimes. Hey, why am I being punished to do this and this and this? Make it your routine. You wake up in the morning, take a shower, brush your teeth, take your tea, go to work. And nobody tells you to wake up and do this thing. We have been trained when we were still young by our parents that you must do this before you go to work or before you go to school. So it has been a culture that has been inbuilt in us. And you can inbuild your own culture to keep yourself safe.
Thank you. Now, before we move to the next preventive measure,
Yes.
like us to, could you just tell us if there is a specific exercise that is more effective to keeping lifestyle diseases at bay?
I think the logic behind doing exercise is we want you not to be too heavy. Okay, not to be too heavy. Once you become too heavy, you are affecting now the functionality of your body organs. And the major organs that will be affected will be your heart, and it will be your joints, for instance. Those who work in the department of bone or joint, they have seen people with excessive weight tending to have a lot of joint problem. Okay. Now, when your weight is high, the level of utilization of the sugars that you take, it's also reduced. Okay. Now, when you reduce that, you're going to develop high blood pressure. And remember, you're eating fat, you're eating cholesterol, and you're not burning them. So when you go to the exercise or the gym, you burn this fat. So when you burn them, you also increase the blood flow to the vessels and to the parts of the body, like say the extremities of the body. We call them the limbs. So you improve the blood flow to this area, and therefore you're also controlling the pressure. You have burnt the fat. You're not at risk of having heart attack. You're not at risk of having increase in blood sugar because your body is too heavy and the absorption of blood sugar is not well placed. Because if you have a lot of fat deposition on the body, you interfere with the blood sugars that you take, or the food that you eat that contains a lot of sugar cannot be absorbed very well in your body. And therefore you tend to have accumulation of blood sugars in the blood or in the body. And therefore now relates to what is called high blood sugars, because the absorption is not that good. Okay. And then the pressure will also go up, because the flow of the blood in those areas where there's a lot of fat deposition is not proper. And therefore the body will sense that the heart is not doing well to supply blood in the whole body, and the reflex of that, it makes the heart rate or the heart activities go up, and therefore the pressure also goes up. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Now,
Okay.
let's talk about one of the gist of our topic today, lifestyle and diet.
Yes,
We've
yes.
delved so much into lifestyle diseases and partly exercise as a remedy
Yes, yes.
or a preventive measure to these lifestyle diseases. Now, let's talk about diet. There are dietary recommendations that are considered healthy. And how has the dietary practices in the contemporary world contributed to the rise in cases of lifestyle diseases?
Yeah, thank you so much. When we come to diet, I think that's one of the major fields also compared to the exercise and other ways that we live our life. Now, diet is something that we need to look at it at a very broad perspective. Okay? Now, diet will look at whatever we are taking into our body, be it in the solid form, be it in the liquid form, and be it in air form. Okay? Now, these are the things that enters our body to make us live or to give us energy to survive. It can be drinks, it can be water, it can be food, it can even be something that we inhale. All these things are entering in our body. So they will, in one way or another, affect our health and affect our life. Okay? Yes, sir. So when you look at that, now I'm looking at it at the level of whatever you're eating, and where is it processed from, and how is it stored, and how is it cooked, okay, and how do you preserve it. Now, this is a very big thing.
All that encompasses diet.
It's diet, production, storage, and processing. And these are food, be it drink, be it solid food that we eat. Okay? Now, a simple slogan for this, we are having a simple breakdown of whatever we eat. We are going to have in terms of protein, in terms of carbohydrates, in terms of vitamins, in terms of minerals, and then in terms of, let's generalize one called fruits and vegetables. Okay? Now, ideally you're supposed to eat food that contains a lot of minerals, contains a lot of vegetables, and contains a lot of, like we talk of fruits and fibers. And then to extent protein, and then followed by carbohydrates, and then the least thing we should eat more is fat. Okay? So when you look at whatever we are eating, we need to look at that. Are we taking more of fatty food and more of carbohydrates, or we're taking more of fruits, or we're taking more of vegetables, or we're taking a lot of these minerals? Okay. But in the setting that we normally have, we find people eating more of carbohydrates and fat than eating fruits, vegetables, and these minerals that help us a lot in living a healthy life. Now, when you take a lot of fat and carbohydrates and you're not exercising, they're going to be stored in your body. And when they get stored, you're going to build on the body. You're going to have increase in body size. For whatever reason, it will go up. Because you're taking more and you're not utilizing, that means it's going to be stored in your body. Okay? It's going to be stored in your body. Yes, yes.
All right.
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's...
sorry for this. A little bit.
All right, okay.
Okay.
It's okay, we apologize for that interruption.
Sorry.
I take it that patients are looking for you?
Most likely.
All right, okay. So is diet part of, is the exercise considered part of the diet, or does it complement diet?
It complements diet. It complements diet. So before I got interrupted, let me just finish more about the diet. There's something I wanted to speak about. How do you eat it? And what time do you eat it? We normally eat and store, but you're supposed to eat and use. We eat to get energy and use it. So most people, and the way we were trained before, we tend to eat more in the evening. Okay, you wake up in the morning, they tell you when you eat heavy in the morning, you're going to be lazy, and you're not going to be a productive child. So for that matter, they never taught us how to eat in the morning. You are not supposed to eat in the morning. You're supposed to eat in the evening. But ideally, if you eat in the morning, you start working in the morning. You're running, you're going to work, you're doing other things. All that food that you have eaten in the morning, it will disappear. It will never be stored. Then you eat lunchtime. Something you eat in lunch is also good, that is going to use it. But when it comes to evening, we tend to eat heavy supper. There are always parties in the evening. There are always functions in the evening. So whenever we eat, straight to bed. That's unhealthy. Straight to bed. You eat and go. Okay? But ideally, you are supposed to eat well in the morning, eat your nice breakfast, heavy breakfast.
So it's okay if I decide to prepare ugali in the morning?
As long as you can contain functions, no problem. Organize your ugali, eat well and go. Okay, when it comes to lunchtime, eat something. But now when it comes to supper, you can just take a snack and something small and sleep. So that you sleep with an empty stomach, and then you digest the one you have. You do not store a lot of food when you eat in that format. And it helps you to stay healthy and not to add more weight.
So besides, apart from this diet and exercise, are there any other preventive measures that we can adopt to stay safe from lifestyle diseases?
Yes. There's so many things that we can do.
Just to mention.
And I want to emphasize one that I wanted to speak about, and that is the government policy. Okay? How is the government policy affecting our diet and our health? And I'm looking at food processing and food storage and food production. Okay? Now, there are a lot of things that is happening, and we're having a lot of food supply which is coming, and it's the responsibility of the government to make sure whatever is being brought in the market is healthy. Is healthy for our consumption. And the government is doing very well at the tracking. Okay? In other developed countries, for instance, meat, for you to sell your meat, you must have, I think they have what's called a license for it. How are you growing your animals? If it is beef, if it is cow, okay, what is this cow eating? Okay, where is it being raised or grazed from? What kind of water is this cow taking? What kind of food is this cow eating? Now when you slaughter your cow, it will have all those processing, how this cow started coming up. Before you bring your meat in the market for us to eat, we need to know where is this cow coming from. And it is helping them to track if whatever thing I've eaten, if I eat this beef and I get food poisoning, they go back to the supplier of this beef. How has he stored it, and for how long has he been keeping it in the fridge, for instance? And this animal, when it was growing, what was it eating always? So it makes even production and selling that particular meat very expensive, because the processes involved in it reaching the market for the consumers, it is well regulated. Okay, well regulated. In that, when you go buy that beef, I know it's coming from you. You're the one who is supplying that beef. If I get any problem, I'll go back to you and follow you.
This is where the Kenya Bureau of Standards comes in handy. This takes us back to one of the factors, that's external factors, pollution. You said it's part of what we take, but most of these external factors, we've got no control over. Do you think this is where the government comes in?
Yes, this is where the government comes in. Because, like now, if I'm hungry and I'm at work and I can't make my own food, I can't go produce my own meat, I can't go and raise my own chicken, I can't go and get my own eggs or what, but I'll pick it from the market, which is near to me. Okay, I'll walk in that KFC, I'll walk in that, for instance, the Pizza Inn, the common things that in big towns.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you,
so
Dr. Kulan.
I don't know how this thing has been kept, but the government knows how they came into the market. So this is where the Kenya Bureau of Standards plays a bigger role in making sure our dieting and whatever we're eating is healthy for our life.
All right, now our time is up, so please, in a few seconds, give your closing remarks. I really wanted us to talk about the social impact of this, but you could just mention as you give your parting shot.
Okay. Thank you so much. To wrap everything to our viewers and our listeners, living a healthy life starts with you as a person. And living a healthy life, it is the cheapest things you can do. Okay? It is not expensive than treatment. You can choose to not follow a healthy life, and you end up paying a lot of money to maintain the healthy life. Okay? Look at the factors around you that is affecting your life, that's affecting your health. Be it social life, be it your family life, be it your workplace, be it your friends, be it your neighbors, be it the community you're living in. Identify the factors that will interfere with your health. If in a place where you're staying there's a lot of pollution, there's a factory, they're producing a lot of dust and what, think about it as a person. Do I need to reallocate to a place where I can breathe a healthy air and live a good life? So these are the things that we need to look at. For instance, if you are working and you realize maybe your work environment is having an issue, there are agencies that handle occupational therapy and occupational hazard, and these are the things that can also cause a problem. For instance, you're working and your work environment is not that good. Maybe a chair you're using, for instance, I've seen so many people who come with back pain. And this is not something to do with their body or their problem, but the sitting position in that particular area, and they've been there for long, tends to affect them, okay? Now, get involved in exercises, try to follow good dieting. It's difficult for everyone, including me who is speaking, but you do not need to give up. You need to fight hard to achieve this healthy life and healthy living, and preach the gospel. This is a very common topic. Everyone seems to be knowing, but we may not know the right thing to do, and you may not be doing it rightly. Keep seeking information about this. Keep finding out, and you will get the best. So I think basically that's what I can say.
Okay,
and
thank you very
a
much.
healthy week.
Great.
Welcome.
Superb. Thank
Yes.
you, Dr. Isaac Okulo, and send our regards to everyone at Mater Misericordiae Hospital, including Sister Benedict Mweni and Dr. Odongo Daniel. All right. Thank you for creating time for this discussion. Dear viewer, at this point, we'd like to close this discussion. We really appreciate your time and for following and your participation, especially those who made time to send their feedback and reactions. So we really appreciate that. And at this point, I'd like to thank the team working behind the scenes, starting with the camera operator, who has been Felix Juma, and we had a gentleman who has doubled up as the sound operator and also handling the visual mixing, that is none other than Kevin Kitavi. And we also, on the transmission desk, we had Michael Kibandi. Thank you, team, for your jointed efforts to make sure that this show is successful. So as we close the discussion, I'd like to reiterate that whether you like it or not, your health and physique is a byproduct of your lifestyle. And changing your lifestyle takes time. Many people excel with small incremental changes, while others require an instant or a drastic overhaul. So the decision squarely falls on you, as Dr. Isaac Okulo puts it. My name is Sasha Elizabeth. I wish you a great weekend. Goodbye.
Okay.
Capuchin TV, your Catholic identity. Catherine Macaulay Nursing School is a leading institution in Kenya offering competitive training in nursing education, innovation, research and professionalism.
We are a nursing school that was started way back in 1972, chartered as a midwifery school. The school is run by a highly qualified faculty. All the departments, for example, you look at midwifery, it's headed by someone with a PhD in midwifery. Critical care is headed by a highly specialized person with a master's in critical care. Nephrology, the same. Our clinical instructors for these programs are also specialized in their various fields.
The school is licensed and accredited by the Nursing Council of Kenya to offer holistic training in various nursing programs.
We have general nursing, that is the Kenya registered nurse. We have higher diplomas in Kenya registered midwifery, Kenya registered critical care nurses, Kenya registered nephrology nurse, and also we have theatre nursing, which is called Kenya registered perioperative nursing. We do admit our students from all over the country, especially for the basic diploma, that is the Kenya registered nurse program. And for higher diplomas, we admit, again, we have a Pan-African presence. We have students from Congo, from Rwanda, from Uganda, and from other countries. But basically, most of our students are Kenyan, those ones who have graduated from our Kenyan institutions.
Enjoy your learning in a friendly environment with adequate training facilities, including a fully fledged skills laboratory, library, lecture halls, and accommodation amenities.
We have good facilities for our training. We have a very well equipped skills laboratory. This is for all the programs, both the basic diploma, the Kenya registered nursing, the midwifery, the critical care.
Nursing is a noble profession because we work with our clients at different stages of their lives, right from birth up to end of life. When a baby is born, a nurse is present. When a baby is brought to receive vaccines, a nurse is present. When you fall ill, the nurse is by your side. And even at the end of life, a nurse is present. So we are there to give our services throughout each stages of human life.
For more information, call us on 0732 163 164 or 0719 073 164 or visit our website at www.matakenya.com.
You who come to me shall not hunger, and who believe in me shall not thirst. No one can come to me.
It is with heavy hearts and humble